Blood and fury, spitefully Mickeal Hip. You say that you forgive, but there's no more fucks to give. I am a fire, I am the spirit, so instigate, cause this spirit will flow eternal. Say that this is all mental, but you made it impossible. You knew this would be probable. Are you exhausted, like you're buried under all this blood and fury? You're a royal purple, I'm red, in the outer circle of your prison, sick of being your victim, your indifference, that was the problem. The red tape in your internal system, and this is what you truly believe, that I'm the one who took leave, like I'm just looking for some release. If that's what you believe, then that 'tis what you will receive. So drop it on me, cause you won't have me again, and I won't capitulate, and you won't have to pretend that you don't fabricate, and you can't resist the verbal violence. You can't pretend to be insulated by ignorance, as if a child striking back in defiance. You were no longer my reliance, and that's when you dropped it on me, that you were cheating on me. That's why you were late, cheating on me, and when I screamed, get the fuck away from me, and you left without a word. The crumbling of this world, all my feelings were hurled, as its foul vines twirled. It seems this was a fire, and I was dry to the bone, and now finally and officially alone, instigating the walls of this home. To the aching pain in my bones, knowing you'll never come back, knowing the truth of the fact, knowing that this is an attack, I can never retract. I was exhausted from the blood and fury. I attempted to bury this silence with the fire and fury of 1,000 suns. You left in a hurry. You left me here, contemplating, debating, relating back to your indifference, a complication, calculating and waiting. If all of this is to be believed, then I know why you refused to love me. And I had excused. You, ignoring all the rules, excused all the nights alone, all of the shallowness in this home. I swam up to the surface, evoking a sense of lost purpose. And if that's all to believe, if that's all I can believe, then it's better that you leave. I packed up your things, opened the window, and flinged them onto the green lawn. Right before the crack of dawn, I was in shock and awe, finally released from your maw. Your silence consumed me. Buy and bury me within that truth that was violence, harming me. The debt that I owe, the apology I owe, to you I owe, write it out in text, but I owe you nothing. You gave me nothing, and now I see something of anything. I let the wolf into my home. I let you penetrate the marrow in my bones. I won't let that happen again. I won't pretend. It stings and it hurts in my nerves, and your sickness a pathogen. Your presence equivalent to an assassin, and all that could have been brings me a little lower. All that we could have been. I see it now so clearly. That's not how it would go down. And in this hopeful optimism I found, and founding ground, a new temple to build. Something new has curled around my neck, sitting on my queen-size bed. You might as well be dead. I can't distract myself from this pain in my head, and the way you led me with your play of pretend. You can't remember when we met. You said you would never forget, and that you would never regret. But now, we can never reset. The fire rages on. The damage has been done. Blow me away like a gun. Keep your ammo. I'll keep on the run. Scarlet Mist and the ultraviolet. This mental warfare, verbal violence. And I'll keep myself in a well-balanced silence. Glad to be done with your indifference. But the revelation still stings, and still I'm coming to terms with things. The taste lingers. Queen or kings, dethroned by such petty things. I was such a stranger, and you were a danger. You were a gas grenade with the way you linger. I'm disappointed that it took me so long to figure out who you were, and now it hurts, and now I gotta put in the work, go into the fray, lurch into Gotham from my bat's perch. Now it's time to become a man, because I'm coming to terms, doing what I can, revolving in the circle like a ceiling fan. You eat up my happiness, but you ran, and finally, towards life, I feel like I actually can. You came back and I let you in. You tried your semantics, you began, but I shut you down and I found my peace within. You took your stuff and ran, and in a way, I feel this pain in my chest. But maybe it will go away when I go to rest. Just a passing ground to test, cause I know in the end it's for the best. And as the days progress and my life resets, I pretend, but I cannot forget. Because if I did, I would regress. Back into the maw of some other beast, a prey for a predator to eat, letting you become my soul's defeat. I'm standing off my knees, on my 2 feet. We're not going back to blood and fury. So grab your shovel and bury all of this disdain with the past. Out with the shadow you forever cast. Replaying fiction of an ongoing past. How we went back and forth, forever moving backwards. Because every step forward was eternally mirrored, reflected off your glass eyes. How our love met its demise. And when I finally grew wise to your endless lies, I was supposed to feel triumphant. But there's a weight on my chest, just like an elephant. Some sort of overwhelming shadow malevolence? I took and look towards the future, expecting to feel benevolence, but this boiling runs through me. It's churning. I try to keep it from turning. But these curiosities burning. I still have your social media prodding. This overwhelming insecurity that this is something I cannot bury. Where the light meets the tree lines. Fury. I'm hiding in the shadows of our dead history. But the past never dies. As long as it's in your head, it never dies. No matter how much it led, it never dies. No matter what, it never dies. Never capitulating. Always lacerating. Done with your fabricating. Overwhelming. Overcoming. You're manipulating. But there's this feeling that I'm regressing. I want to go back, but I know that means death. But I give this curiosity the weight of my breath, looking for some shadows to sit down and rest, this heavy weight like a stone in my chest. And each time we battled its blood and fury, left me exhausted, leaving in a hurry. These scars I will forever carry. This dawn setting over this parry, and in a way I miss that. It's weird how after the fact, you leave with this taste with a knife in my back. That, I cannot ignore that. As the knife carves into my bone, and the difference between us is hidden in the fact that I'm alone, and you drifted off and got your own home. I know I should feel happy, but this is painful stinging in my bones. Is it getting to me? I'm finally lonely. And for some reason, I'm ready to let you back into my reality. But I know the twisted tongue of apology and the fictitious twists of your masquerading fantasy. It's like cutting you out was a tragedy. And I hate to look at it as a tragedy. I hate how it still hurts me. But I can't help but to look upon Instagram and Facebook, stalking me like a hunter in your blood, hiding behind the structures of wood that reach towards the skies, obscure my eyes, and in a way I still believe your lies. But they're just that, lies. And every moment of this silence exposes your backhanded violence. In a way, I still expect repentance. Guess I'm stuck in a recession, cut you out, but I'm still obsessed in a way, kind of possessed. Caught you, rephrased, your daggers for some other person. What did I expect? Did I ever deserve your lack of respect? I know this is for the best. I know, but again, my heart's bleeding out of my chest. And like a cloud of sprinkling snow, the finale of our show. Pantomiming is all you know. And in the same breath, you're all that you know. I kicked you out, but now I'm entertaining the doubt. The silence screams so loud, you go on, looking for another child. Why do I still believe that in your selfishness it shelters me? What should I believe? That this was a curse that you let leave? This fire is extinguished, a taste rotten and distinctive. What is this from your perspective? Do you look at me respectively? I'm still lonely. 2. Leah Johnson.